My wife and I have called this press conference because, as a man, I have done what I'm supposed to do. I stood by my wife when she decided to go public with her truth. It was not an easy decision. For a while, I was thinking, Timi, this thing is your wife, or this is your wife with kids, and it probably never be the same again. I was thinking of, Timi, your love songs, your career, like what next for you? I gave it a hard thought, but in all honesty, I was raised differently. As a child, I grew up with my grandmother. You tell the truth. Even if the whole world thinks it's a lie, the truth is truth. There's nothing that can change the truth. Just because everybody thinks the truth is a lie doesn't make the truth a lie. So I looked at my wife and I said, baby, she always wanted to tell me, like, sometimes she would say, baby, I have some things to tell you. She would start, and I would look at it and say, she would burst into tears, and I would say, okay, when you feel like we're not in a hurry, you can tell me what you want to tell me. So she told me in detail what happened to her, and I said, she told me last year. If some of you can remember that last year I actually posted it and said, man, this place we call church is supposed to be a safe place. All my life I've been a church boy. I've trekked miles for choir practice for Tuesday. I've gone to then it wasn't midweek service. We never used to call it midweek service. It was Bible study. Sang in choirs, sang in churches, but I've never been a music director. I've just sang. I grew up with my grandmother, and the virtue she instilled in me is say your truth. Say your truth how only you can, because nobody might understand it like you do. And as a father, I could have not foreseen this event of yesterday, even as an attempt to. I was in my house peacefully. I was watching the golf, and all of a sudden, somebody was pressing the bell non-stop. And when she entered the compound, I just saw that two people followed her into the compound. There's a bus that just blocked her gate and all that. And it was in panic that the first thing that came to my mind, let me just record this thing and say, because I don't know who they were. They were not on uniform. They were not people that normally, when the police is coming, they probably come with a police van, not tinted and all that. So I said, let me just put it online so people will know that this kind of thing is happening. If they're coming to carry us or something like that. It was out of fear that I put that out. I have this I don't think I grew up in a house where there are men. My grandmother's house was anybody could come, my aunties, my cousins, they were basically women. So I basically know how a woman wants to approach a matter. I know how a woman feels. I respect women a lot. So when she sat me down and told me her truth, I told her, you can tell your truth. Whether the world accepts it or they don't. It's your truth, it's your pain. At least at some point. You're not just doing it for yourself. You're doing it for the girl that goes to church and feels that this is the only safe place for me. I have two daughters. I want to be able to drop them in church without the fear of me coming back and it's no longer the same for them. As we have asked the police that this matter be duly investigated, I did not expect that our residence address, where my children live, will be released to the public. And since then, I've noticed increased alarm, how my life, my wife's life, and the lives of our children have been put to risk by strange faces. People just go and press your bell and, oh no, wrong number. Like it never used to be so. Like my house doesn't have I don't put a number on my house. So you must actually ask that where's Timi's house for you to know that is Timi's house. We have been followed home. Our homes have been watched. People are standing in the corners, pointing fingers. We are unable to do our work. Our children have had to explain. We have had to explain to our children several times why they cannot go outside anymore to play. And that is, I've always loved freedom. I used to go outside. I used to trek from my house to the junction and buy suya, buy bread and all that. I've always loved my freedom. There's nothing. I'm a person that believes that there's nothing as unserious as life. And also, there's nothing as you cannot just take life. Nobody wants to kill anybody. I'm that guy, like, hey, from the gate man to the conductor to the mega to the security man, we're guys. I'm just privileged to be a musician in people's faces. There's a big difference. As a father and the protector of my home under God, I have decided to come out and speak publicly against this harassment, bullying, and maliciousness we have received as law-abiding citizens of Nigeria. Because of my wife decided to speak her truth, and I decided to trust her, and I believe her and stand by her. I will never leave her side, and I will do my best to protect her. However, the good people of Nigeria who have shown us so much love deserve to know what is happening. On behalf of my family, I would like to share a few highlights, especially about the attempt yesterday to abduct my wife, or probably me if I was downstairs. Because the people that came to our house, nobody comes to drop letter with guns. Nobody comes to drop letter with the tinted glasses, men with guns, trailing a car. You not just come to drop letter. If my wife has insisted that this, first of all, someone said, when they came into the compound, followed my wife into the compound, someone said, my Oga want to see you in the bus. She said, no, I don't know your Oga, who are you? And they now said they wanted to give us a letter, that the letter was, because I've seen the bus, from where I live, from my upstairs, I can actually see the bus. The bus has been parked on my road for a long time, but it will not cross my mind. It will not cross my mind like, okay, these people are. For the reason that as she came out from the road and entered the road, tried to enter my gate, the bus followed her and blocked my gate. It's a sign that these people they've been trailing and following her. So it's not that police came to just drop letter and go away. If she had not insisted that, no, I don't know you, I cannot follow you, and we have not said, okay, Oga, what do you want? You don't jump into people's compound and say, Oga, we just came to drop letter with an armed man. It's not possible. And we have written a petition. We have written a petition since on the 27th of last month, stating our case, a rape case. It says on the 27th of June, my wife, through her legal representative, filed a petition in the police station about Mr. Dakolo of Commonwealth Assembly for raping a minor. The petition was filed at the office of the Assistant General of Police, Alagbon Ikoyi. We had 4 meetings, over 6 hours on the police station. The day before and the day after, the IIG himself personally assigned the file and immediately asked for an expedition action to investigate the case. We decided not to publicize the fact that we had our case filed, as we believe the law would follow through undisturbed. We intentionally filed the police case following due pressure of law before agreeing for the release of the interview that had been recorded a few weeks before. The interview was then released by my wife, released with my wife's permission on the 28th of June 2019 by Y Niger TV. We have since been to the police station on several occasions on invite of the police to respond to various questions on the course of the investigation. We therefore were shocked to be invited to Abuja when no visible action was taken to interview Mr. Fatoyibo. On Thursday, 4th of July, we had another interview with a former COSA employee alleging another rape case by Fatoyibo. My wife broke down again, crying, as she listened to the interview. There were other women, she said. She kept saying that as she cried. What surprised me was how Modele Fatoyibo, who asked my wife to come and help her look after her child, a newborn child, which was what led to the second rape, is the same person that asked the lady to come and look after her child again. 15 years after, it's strange. We do not know this lady. We still have not met her. We would like to thank her for lending her voice to this truth. As far as we know, Mr. Fatoyibo has not been questioned on the strength of my wife's petition, even after several invitations by the police. We have honored. However, we have been invited to go to Abuja to respond to query on action that are not crime, known under the Nigerian law. Mischief and falsehood are not crimes. If I say a child is a naughty child, it's not a crime. We're not giving details of the supposed case. There was no address for the police interview, and no response has been given to us on our petition that has been filed for almost a month. On Wednesday 10th, our address was shared online by Timi in the most annoying and careless, reckless and wicked manner. To think she's a woman and a mother and has no regard for the safe keep of our children. She has infringed on our human fundamental rights and privacy and risking the lives of 3 children. This was callous. I decided not to engage with her, but I want Nigerians, the armed forces, the Amnesty International, the good people of Nigeria, and men and women of the forces to know that since then we have been following myself, and people have been following my wife and my car. People even know my car from afar now. To our home at different times. In last week, we were trailed. The last event is what happened yesterday, and this time an attempt was made to abduct my wife, because it's not possible that you send a tactical team to come and drop a letter. It's not possible that you send a tactical team that they normally use to whisk people out of a place to come and drop a letter. It's just like I'm sending. How would I put it? It's just like I'm telling 5 people to come and pick my son from school. 5 armed men just come and pick my son from school. Like he's been a stubborn boy. Let's just come and pick him up. When I saw them, I was afraid. The first thing I did was to call my lawyer and say, there are strange people in my. There are strange people. These people I don't. Nobody say, why is this one carrying gun? Why is he following? Why are they blocking my gate? I was afraid for my life. I was afraid. First thing I told my children is to off the television and just go to your room and lock the door. They have to step into the house and told my wife to come, that there are guys in the car and they want to speak with her. The letter made no reference to any case, no matter. It states that we are being investigated for a case of falsehood and mischief, 2 offenses that are not known like a crime in Nigeria. In the police press release yesterday, they claim a police invitation letter, a polite investigative tool used in eliciting information voluntarily from parties in aiding the police investigation. If they were just delivering a letter, the manner in which they intentionally tried to instill fear, intimidate us with guns, and insist on us coming to their boss was neither polite nor trustworthy. How is the police pursuing the justice with Fatoyibo, who is the accused in my wife's matter, is not being treated in this manner, but the authorities are expected to pursue justice, are attempting to eliminate myself and my wife. Our children are at home. They could have been outside running to meet their mother, seeing people with guns. We have never threatened anybody. There's no way. I've never threatened anybody. I'm going to do this to you. I've never. I'm not like that. Rather, we now have ones who feel threatened. That's why we and our lawyers, Falana Chambers, presenting us that we have reported this matter to the police.